This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Well, we got a couple lists coming out. This week we are going to be talking about some of the worst companies to put out games this year or not put out games this year. And, I'd rather get the bad out of the way before we really highlight the good people that have done a lot of things. When it comes to Kickstarter, you can kind of talk about a lot of different things and how they do things. You can blame it sometimes on the company for inexperience and not getting things to people. And, this doesn't become a whole thing about Kickstarter because out of these companies, there's a lot of things that are getting ruined. And there's things that people are very, very passionate about. And I think we start right off with Devil Pig Games, okay? And get that Kickstarter thing out of the way. With our first two. Devil Pig Games basically stole your money. And they were a company that I supported very heavily. I've made videos for. Anything they needed from me, I would do. Now, after what they've done with the Pacific version of Heroes of Normandy, of the Heroes of the Pacific, I wouldn't go near them with a 10-foot pole. Matter of fact, I'm to the point where I just think I want to get rid of the game because every time I see it, I get sick to my stomach thinking about how bad things have been for some of you. That money could have been used for something else that you really wanted. And I find it very bothersome. And I hope that they do something or figure something out. Or somebody comes in and saves the day on this and there's a happy ending to it. But right now, somebody ran off with your money and they get Idiot of the Year for their part in just being one of the worst companies of the year. Also, and these are in no order, trust me, they all suck. Okay. Next, hey, all I have to do is say Mythic, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Things that aren't going to be finished. They are in dire straits. Things are not good for them. Either you pay these exorbitant shipping fees or you're not getting your game. Well, wait a minute. How does that work? When there were exorbitant, and I do mean exorbitant, shipping costs for Oathsworn. The guys at Shadowborn, they ate most of it. They went to you and asked, hey, is there any way you can help? Hey, I told them I donated money. Because I wanted to help them, okay? Because they were good guys. And they spelled it out. They said, wow, with COVID and all this other stuff, we want to get this game to you. We're going to put $100,000 of our own money in. And can you help us get to a certain point? And everybody chipped in. Everybody understood. But when you threaten people and basically say, well, you either pay for shipping or we're not shipping you a game at all. Is that a company you wanna back? No. When they dropped that this year, people have had enough. Had enough. How can we talk about any horrible company? As far as very disappointing companies of the year, without mentioning Wizards of the Coast. I call them Wizards of the West Coast, but the Wizards of the Coast and / Hasbro. This is a company that is killing one of the greatest games, and it seems like almost like they're intentionally trying to destroy it. It's one of the greatest games in history. This is a Hall of Fame game. How can you destroy a Hall of Fame game in Dungeons and Dragons? And yet they find a way to do it. Turning to this almost kind of video game logic with it. People are disgusted. People are fed up. And then you got one of the most popular channels, Critical Role, in complete disarray as well. It just seems that the role playing community right now is going through a very, very hard time when you should be coming together right now. And Wizards of the Coast is not making it easy for people. Whenever I bring this up, people go, well, I'll just go back to my third edition. I'll go back to my fourth edition, my second edition, whatever. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. But you know something? You expect more. You expect more. If you're going to come out and you're going to do things and you're going to carry the torch of one of the most historic games, you know, it you think of the deep history. How many video games were influenced by Dungeons and Dragons? How many movies were influenced, let alone movies that they came out? One good, one not so good. Anywhere you turned around, dungeon crawl games, they're all influenced by Dungeons and Dragons. And here you go, you have a company that is absolutely driving it into the ground and trying everything they can, it seems like, to crush people's hopes. It's absolutely disgusting, and it's a shame. And it's all about that one thing, the almighty dollar, and how they can capitalize on every bit of it and squeeze it out and not care about the product, not understand the people, not understand the community, not have people in their business model that understand the concept of what this game is about. Instead, you have people that say, well, here's a game, but what can we do to get the most out of it, squeeze the most out of it for as long as we can. Well, this game has been around for so long. Do me a favor, Wizards, sell it for whatever you can, and let somebody that cares about the game take over. And that would be probably what's best. But not the greedy Wizards of the Coast. Another complete embarrassment is none other than Games Workshop. How could you keep them off this list? They just don't get it anymore. Games that people have held sacred, they're driving into the ground. The Old World is way late and they're teasing it. And from what people are seeing, they're going, oh boy, this doesn't look good. And it's almost like they're doing it impossible so they can drive everything around the two games that they want to concentrate on, which is 40K and Age of Sigmar, and just destroy everything else around them. It's almost they do it on purpose. Oh, yeah, we'll give you Old World, because people scream for Old World. And then if they make it as bad as they possibly can, then people go, wow, this isn't what I remember, this isn't good. Let me go back to Age of Sigmar. That's what they think. Poor planning, with their epic 30K, as we call it, Legion Imperialis epic, what they did with that. First, hey, it's coming out in August, and then they delayed it all the way to Christmas, and then it comes out unbalanced, and some of the things you're not going to be able to get till the end of next year. This has been a complete mess. People want this, and people will buy this and keep them going. That's the problem. People who are fans will keep throwing the money there, because number one, there's a lot of channels on YouTube that make money from just showing you how to paint their models, because their models, let's not forget, are the best in the world. Okay? And when you've got channels that will, I can do that maybe, and go out and buy it, because these channels influence, and that's just the painting side. Okay? 40K came out broken. Okay? Doesn't make any sense. you were better off with the previous edition. I didn't pick it up. I didn't even pick up this Legion, and I just feel that they are stepping on their toes. But as always with Games Workshop, watch next year be a banner year for them. Watch next year be like the greatest year, and you go, wow, they're back. And then just when they think you think you're back, they step on you a little bit, and then we end up with this run that we're in, this rut. God knows that Age of Sigmar next edition is coming up soon. Uh-oh. What do they got planned? Really, really weird. But they just don't get it. They could have printed money by printing another edition of Space Hulk or Warhammer Quest 95 or just give everybody the 40K epic that they wanted, or War Master, Man of War, all these different things that people would pay through the tooth. It's like printing money. People would jump all over it because people remember and are nostalgic. But no, not us. And that's the way they handle things. Have they done a couple of things right? Some of the Target stuff that they put out, some of the Barnes and Noble stuff that they put out, I think we're okay. The Relic game, I'm looking right at it, Lost Relics, which was the nice quick little hitter on Warhammer Quest, which I thought was nice. It was a nice introductory thing. They seem to get some of this introductory stuff right, but as a whole, they are just destroying what is probably, again, one of the most historic companies of all time. And finally, we saved it for last, but it's not the least. The disappointment that I've had with a company that I have supported, that I have made videos for, that I would have dropped dead for, and that's DVG. These last couple of games, the rule books have been written as if they just don't care. Warfighter, the fantasy card game. I'm so heartbroken over that. It seems his son has taken more of control or more of the day-to-day operations, and I hate to say it, I just don't think he knows what he's doing. His communication with not just people like me, but other influencers has been not very good. They're saying, "Hey, we're coming out with we're fixing the rule book." Well, after a 3-year delay, which you can forgive because of COVID, after a 3-year delay on this game, okay, I've had grandchildren since then, since this Kickstarter came, okay, and they're walking and talking, okay, and in that time, you cannot tell me that you couldn't have playtesters test a rule book, read a rule book. There are people like Paul Grogan that will go through a rule book and clean it up for you and make it perfect. You could have hired him, that genius. There's a guy that if anybody knows how to teach and do things, it's Paul Grogan. The people are out there. It's laziness. It's because that rule book is you can't even read it. You can't even follow it, and I'm so frustrated and so disappointed and so heartbroken over DVG. Their things have always been a little bit more expensive, but I've always enjoyed playing their games, from the zombie games all the way up. And then to have the last couple really be kind of disappointing, and now they got more stuff that's out there that's supposed to be coming. I hope they clear things up, because they are a small business, and I want to see them succeed. I really do. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to make this and make it intentional, like I'm trying to hurt them. I'm telling you the truth. I'm disappointed. I'm gonna, as much as I've praised them, I have to be truthful and tell the truth when it just doesn't make sense. You know, this isn't the same company it was a few years ago. Hopefully they can get things straightened out. Hopefully all these companies, well, the ones that are still alive. There's a few others that are defunct, but I think we would just spend half a day talking about this. So let me know who you think should be on this list, and we'll see, and we'll talk about it, and we'll discuss it as we always do here on Rob's Tabletop World. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.